In this distant dystopian world, the entire Western society, including America, is at war against East Asian society, specifically Asia, because they have developed self-conscious robots named the simulants. These robots are more or less controlling humans and are allegedly the roots of many nuclear attacks, including the bombing of Los Angeles. In the midst of war, Joshua, who has a disability, along with his pregnant wife, Maya, is minding his own business in a remote area far away from any human or AI conflicts. But because peace was never an option, the American military, which is hunting down Nirmata, the creator of the androids, heads to Joshua's location, where he is actually hiding with his many simulant friends. Realizing that his wife and unborn child's lives are at greater risk, Joshua reveals that he is an undercover agent sent by the Americans and tries to send back the military, pleading with them to give him more time to find Nirmata. Maya overhears them, and as she had no clue that her husband was allies with the enemy forces, she leaves with the other AI simulants feeling betrayed. The American military does not pay attention to Joshua's words, captures him, and blasts down the other AI simulants, including Maya, with heavy missiles while they are at sea, escaping through ships and boats. 5 years later, Joshua is now a completely mentally unstable man who is still under strict surveillance under the special forces who are trying their best to extract anything from him, hoping there is a slight chance that he has a clue as to where and who Nirmata is. The US aid is still looking for Nirmata, and because they think that Joshua is connected to Nirmata, the general of the US forces makes Joshua agree to another undercover mission to destroy a superweapon built by Nirmata. This weapon is capable of eradicating the entire Western society, giving him the vital information of his wife Maya being alive, and with the team of Nirmata in exchange. Accordingly, the mission commences with a group of military officials alongside Joshua, and as they reach East Asia on their dystopian airplane, they find out a village of innocents is on top of the location that was supposed to be Nirmata's lab. Fortunately, unlike the other unempathetic Americans who are too dumb to understand that torturing the villagers won't get them any information, Joshua is smart enough in the meantime to find an actual way to the entrance to Nirmata's underground lab. Joshua's crew invades the security of this large research facility with ease and mercilessly destroys all of the scientists inside. Eventually, they reach the deepest floor where the superweapon lies when the AI robots police force retaliate with their full force, leading all of Joshua's crew to scatter around and leaving Joshua all alone to face what is hidden. He finds a simulated baby girl inside the pod of the supposed superweapon, making him wonder what his next step should be. The child gets scared of Joshua and runs away to get back to its Nirmata, or in other words, its creator. Joshua's entire operation turns into a total disaster, as most of the members except for him die as the situation escalates further and further, leaving him all alone in the wreckage with his simulant child. The mysterious child, who apparently loves to watch TV, draws a mark on a piece of paper, which is the same mark as the one on Joshua's wife Maya's, meaning that the child is somehow connected to her. So of course, Joshua makes it his top priority and takes the child along with him on a journey to find where Maya is. He gives the name Alfie to the simulant kid and manages to learn from her that Maya is at a place called Ding. But as he fails to communicate any further with her, he for now keeps running away from the Robocops, and with the help of the simulant kid, who turns off the lights of the entire area, then safely drive into the city. Although Joshua treats the child like a mere robot at first, acting rudely towards her, as time goes by, he slowly but surely realizes that Alfie is not just a simulant, but a self-conscious being, even if made artificially. A sudden flashback shows the time when Joshua was first assigned to invade Nirmata's lab years ago, when he came across Maya for the first time. According to his primary intelligence, Maya was the daughter of the Nirmata, and so he was given the task of tempting her into falling in love with him to gain information about the Nirmata. Over time, Joshua became affectionate with her and almost started a family with her, until the part where he got spearheaded with her. Going back to the present, Joshua and Alfie go to the robot-making factory in the city, where they meet his robot maker friend Drew, who analyzes Alfie's mechanics and concludes that Alfie might be the most dangerous sim ever created, as her powers are basically limitless in terms of controlling technology. So Drew wonders whether they should protect the child or get rid of it as soon as possible. In the meantime, while the child is watching TV, the police officers make their way there to rescue the kid from the American man and find it strange that she doesn't wish to cooperate with them. Before they can take any action against her, though, Joshua comes there as well and neutralizes all of the police officers. Drew loses his simulant girlfriend in the gunfire, making him lose all hope, which puts Joshua in a tough spot as he wonders why a human even has feelings for a robot. Speaking of Drew, he finds a way to track Maya using the engagement ring as a GPS that Joshua put on her years ago. And as they head there, they get attacked by the Robocops again, and in the gunfire, Drew dies, revealing to Joshua that Nirmata is actually Maya, not her father. Joshua learns that he lets himself get captured by his old simulant friends, whom he betrayed once, and gets imprisoned by them. His old associate tells him that looking for Maya is going to be an impossible task, as Maya is the Nirmata and won't reveal herself until Alfie becomes the true ultimate weapon. However, Alfie isn't some weapon of destruction. Instead, she is the weapon to neutralize all other weapons. Apparently, the nuclear bombings were coding errors made by humans, not simulants, as Nirmata never defined simulants as the destruction of mankind. So now that Joshua knows that robots aren't bad, and that humans are bad, he still doesn't seem to care and goes to Alfie again, begging her to take him to Maya. While he is busy convincing her, the American military attacks the simulant's ship and forces them to fall back to their safe haven of many humans living alongside the simulants, where Maya the Nirmata is also possibly hiding. Joshua escapes from the prison and takes Alfie yet again to find Maya. But before he can go anywhere, the American military comes there in their ultimate battleship Nomad in the sky and the Ravager ships on the ground. As they commence attacking the entire city, destroying anything coming in their path, the child, Alfie, soon realizes that the Americans are only hurting her friends because they won't hit to her. So she takes the initiative herself to save the robots of her own race and rushes towards the completely chaotic war field. Joshua's old cruise commander comes there as well with her brand new weapons, self-destructing, and command-listening robots, who rush through the walls and explode deep inside the bases of the simulants. But before they can do any further damage, Alfie stops the robot with her telekinetic powers and gets it completely under her control. But because she is still just a child, she doesn't notice her surroundings and gets shot by a soldier. Thankfully, Joshua comes there just in time and rescues her, but her life is at complete risk now because of how badly she was shot. So, Harun suggests they should take such an intricate simulant to the Nirmata herself to fix her. They start their journey accordingly on the boat, where Harun reveals that Alfie is actually a copy of the child that he was supposed to have with Maya, as Maya wanted to replicate her own child before even having it. The original child died when Maya got attacked by an American aircraft 5 years ago, so the only one left was Alfie the robot. Joshua continues his journey to many Buddha temples merged with robot temples and comes to the top of a mountain, where he meets with a simulant Buddhist and learns from the monk that Maya isn't technically alive as she has been in the state of never returning to coma for the past 5 years. Alfie explains to him that Maya isn't actually in Diandang, which means heaven, and begs him to find a way to send her there as simulants don't have the code in them to murder their own creators. So Joshua unwillingly takes the initiative himself and pulls the switch, letting Maya go free out of this world. Meanwhile, the American military keeps marching forward as they have nothing else to do, and their leader finds Joshua, and although he fails to murder him, they end up capturing him and Alfie successfully. Weeks later, Joshua gets called by the general of the US military, who tells him about their condition in dealing with his superweapon Alfie. According to the general, they have tried several ways to turn off Alfie, but no matter what they do, Alfie's automated operating system doesn't let them touch her. So the general tells Joshua to murder Alfie, as he thinks that she trusts him and technically is his child. Joshua complies with the general's orders and neutralizes Alfie even after seeing her tears. He then goes to her funeral, where she is going to be incinerated for good, but on the way, he reveals that he just put Alfie to sleep rather than murdering her and wakes her up immediately. He lets her use her powers freely, and with that, Alfie frees both of them and heads straight for the US battleship Nomad by hijacking an airplane with Alfie's powers. As they reach Nomad, they get warmly welcomed by dozens of US soldiers, whom Joshua, using his quick wit, gets rid of and then instructs Alfie to literally sacrifice her life by blowing up Nomad along with her. As she proceeds to do so, being the obedient child, she finds hundreds, if not thousands, of copies of Maya in the control room of Nomad, which gets her highly emotional. So she uses the chip of her mother's memories on one of the simulant copies to revive her. Joshua realizes that maybe humans aren't the only species that should be cared for, and consequently, he sacrifices himself for the greater good as Alfie destroys the ship alongside him. In the midst of this destruction, he finds Maya's clone awake and kisses her one last time before kissing the world goodbye. With the fall of Nomad, the simulants finally bring peace to the world and praise the Nirmata for successfully bringing down the actual bad guys. That's it for this video, guys. If you like this one, let me know in the comments, and kindly give this video a like and subscribe to our channel so we can bring you more exciting and fun movie recaps. See you next time.